In this video, I'm going to discuss Igcse's eMusic October-November 2017, paper 12, the C section. And we know the music in the C section, that is quite important. That's your theoretical things that you need to know, and it is a mark out of a possible 16. So let's look at the questions. The music is for a trio for piano, violin, and one other instrument that you fill in there. What is the main key of the opening section? Again, a thing where
now
you have to fill in
and answer the
music. Compare the relationship between the piano and the violin. You have an interval that you have to write down and explain how the music which continues after the printed melody contrasts with the opening section. What would you expect to hear next in this type of movement? Okay. When was this music written? And give 2 reasons for your answer. Look at the music. So I see key signature there, and they want the name of the key there. There you have to complete the melody. It's always important that you listen to that note in relationship with the next note. Okay?
Music C1.
And also that
second
one.
Playing.
I'm sure that you heard the key there, and here you have to compare the piano and the violin. Now that interval, make double sure that if you have an F or an C there, that it's an F sharp and a C sharp. Okay, and let's go through the questions again. What is the main, the other instrument that you hear with the piano and the violin? So try and work that out. Is it another stringed instrument? Is it a high string instrument? Is it a low string instrument? What do you hear? I'm sure that you heard that one. What is the main key of the opening section? Now it's either D major or B minor. So listen to the mood. The melody is incomplete in bar 7. Fill in the missing notes on the staff below. Okay, so they give you a staff and make sure that you hear where your first note must be. Higher, lower, or on the same pitch. Most of the notes will be step by step and a little bit of a leap. And try and hear where the music flows into the note that they give you again. Okay, compare the relationship between the piano and the violin. Do they play in unison at the beginning? Was it solo and accompaniment? Was it a canon, solo and accompaniment? So listen to what in bars 1 to 4 what happens there, and then in 9 to 12 what happens there. Okay, and name the bracketed interval in bar 20. Explain how the music which continues after the printed melody contrasts with your opening section. And here we've got the answer, because I want you to concentrate this video about your answer being in the format of a Dr. Smith. Dynamic changes, articulation different, is the scale different, is the key different? Do I have a change in the melody? Do I have a change between the major and the minor? Instrumentation, is that different? Is the texture different? And harmonic changes. Now what they give you for possible answers is the music is faster there, it moves from D major to B minor. I have a wider dynamic range, more accented articulation, less legato or lyrical, wider range of pitch. Piano sometimes plays alone, and I have chromatic harmony. And then what would you expect to hear next? And when was this music written? So when we listen to this again, try and hear the things, especially the answers that I gave you there. Okay? And then if you give a reason for your answer being Baroque or classical or romantic or 20th century, think of the phrase links, think of the harmony. In what period did I have modulations from the tonic to the dominant? And the original thematical material is developed in the central section. So this is obviously in sonata form. Okay? So what happens after the development? Okay? And I'm sure that you have that answer now. So let's listen to this again and look at the score. So when you watch this video and you want to go through the questions, write the questions down so that you can have this music. And I hear that it's in a minor there. It's definitely louder. And I can hear that the music is developing. There the piano plays alone. Okay? The rhythm is different. What happens there? Okay. So I'm sure that you worked out this interval, and make sure that you write whether it's a major or a minor or a perfect, and then the distance. And now listen to what happens here and compare it with your piano and violin here. And listen to that part again with the quavers.
Music C1, third playing.
They imitate, there's an imitation. The piano plays higher there. That's stronger. Goes a little bit faster there. And the piano plays alone there. articulation is different there. You hear the cello, it's in D major. It goes one note up. In the beginning they played in unison, and in bars 9 to 12 the violin imitates the piano. It was a minor sixth because you have F sharp to D. It goes faster there. It's in a minor key, wider dynamic range. Okay, you hear more accented articulation, wider range of pitch. Piano sometimes plays alone, and a diminished seventh chromatic harmony. I would expect a repeat of the first section at a couple. It's a classical period. Regular phrase lengths, diatonic harmony, modulations from the tonic to the dominant, development of theme in central section. So that was clearly heard. Okay, now if you look at that part, and I quickly take it to my question paper, let's see, that A sharp was the last note, okay, and then it moved one up, da ra 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 ra, and it ends on a G sharp, and then it goes one up to the A.
Sections A,
so I'm
B,
sure that you can
C.
hear that like that. Okay, so it moved one up, and there it had to go one up to link with that note again. Now when you do your revision here, make sure that you understand how to explain contrast. And this is this one of Dr. Smith. Okay, do I have any dynamic changes? Do I have a rhythmical change? Do I have articulation? Is my scale different, the key signature? Is my melody different? Do I play at a higher range? Do I use other instruments? Is my texture different? Is the timbre different? And the harmony, do I have other harmony that I use? That's a very important thing that you need to know when you do your revision in this video. And the other one, we're here busy with classical music. So if you're unsure about classical music, and this is the sonata form, go through the sonata form and go through the classical music. Good luck with your studies.